So, yesterday we have discussed regarding the heat affected zone, formation of the different zone, that's the fusion and the heat affected zone and base metal zones. Okay, then structure of the welds we have discussed. In that, how to control the parameters for the heat affected zone, that is the thermal diffusivity, heat inputs and welding speeds. And next concept was the heat effects of the carbon contents on the structure and the properties of the steel, that was also discussed in the yesterday class. Shrinkage in the welds, which are the parameters has to be controlled for avoiding the shrinkage in the welding, okay, as well as to avoid the shrinkage defects by with this some diagrams for the examples. Okay, so how to control, okay, removing the shrinkage force after the welding, that also has been discussed in the yesterday's class. Now today we are going to proceed with the residential stress. What is the residential stress? See, during the welding the metal expands due to an heat, and upon the cooling the weld metal solidifies and shrink, exerting stresses on the surrounding of the weld metal. In other words, the heat and the cooling of the weld metal induce the residual stresses in the material. The residual stresses remains in the body material and are independent for any applied load. So, see what is the residential stress? First of all, you have to understand. Okay, just imagine if you take on paper and hold it in your hand. Okay, then when you close your fingers, okay, with that paper, so what happened? The paper is been compressed over there. When you hold that paper by your closing fingers, the size of the paper is been reduced. Okay, then after some times when you release your fingers, when you open your hand, so the paper also starts to expand over there. That means what? Whatever the stresses are been coming out during any of the operations, okay, either the welding or any other operation you can consider, some of the stresses are being entrapped, or you can say locked within that particular material. Then afterwards some times or a duration, that stresses starts to come outside. Okay, so what is the disadvantage of the residual stresses? We will see. Well, the disadvantage of the residual stresses is that if the maximum stresses are been entrapped or been blocked within that material, the stresses starts to come out, and when the stresses starts to come out, at that moment what happens? The shape and the size of that particular material may change, okay, and some of the variation in the properties also occurs in that particular material. For that reason, okay, so this is what the major problem in the welding. For that reason, you should avoid the residual stresses. So you should minimize the stresses which should be entrapped in that material. Okay, so the effect of residual stresses, okay, let us see. The residual stresses can be result in invisible distortion of the components. So see what I have told now, the shape and the size change, that means what? The distortion is occurring. Okay, the stresses, you can't see that stresses, but they have been trapped in that material. When they come out, the shape and the size of that particular material change. Residual stresses can reduce the strength of the base material. Reduce the strength of the base material means what? The property of that particular material may change, can lead a sudden catastrophic failures. Catastrophic failure means what? Sudden failure, may go under some crack or breakage of that material through the cold cracking. Okay, then next, low ductility of the material, lowers the ductility of material. Ductility is one of the property of the soft material, okay, that can be reduced. Okay, so just now I have told, the because of this residual stresses, the property of that material is affected. Residual stresses may increase the rate of change of damage by the fatigue. Fatigue means what? Sudden, if you give any load, applied load on that particular material, it may crack. Okay, such types of loads are been called, such type of cracks are been called fatigue cracks. Grips or an environmental degradations. So large scale of alternation to be create and damage. Okay, so what is the residual stress? Environmental degradation means what it undergoes for the corrosions also, distortions also. Okay, so these are some of the important effects which can be occurs due to the residual stresses. So now how to control the residual stresses? The residual stresses are minimized by reducing the amount of the weld metal deposit on the workpiece. So see, how can you reduce the residual stresses? Just by controlling the heat during the welding processes, as well as passing less pass of an electrode to the work material. Since the residual stresses results from the residential expansion and contractions that occurs during the welding. Okay, so this is also very important. So when you do the weld between the two parts, at least there should be a groove which may be in the U shape or in V shape. Okay, so it consumes a less material. If it is a flat part you are going to join, so it will require a more material for the joining. Just I will show you the example. So see, this is one workpiece and this is one workpiece. Okay, just take a look of a side view of this one. So this is one workpiece and this is one workpiece. So when you are going to weld, if it is in so the material which is going to be deposited during the welding or to join the two materials will be more. If you give an groove, okay, in U shape or U shape, so the this only the area is there, okay, in the particular area only the material may be deposited. Either if you take the V shape, this is an V shape, only this much area only is been covered by the deposited electrodes or the welding. Okay. Now next we will see the reduce the amount of the heat. Just now I have told that when you make a small passes of an electrode, small passes means what? When the welding rod is been passed from that workpiece, okay, in a shorter period, okay, in a less time, so obviously the heat will be reduced over there. The welding sequence used should not be from one end directly to another end, but rather in a segment. Just in the shrinkage also you have seen a small spot welding welding type the welding is to be carried out to join the two metals. Okay, a sequence wise or line welding should not be done. For example, this is a line welding. Sequence welding means what? From over here this spot, from at this spot, at this spot. Okay, so this is called as a sequence welding. Now next we will see how to remove these residual stresses. Even though the residual stresses are being induced means what? Trapped within that. So how you are going to remove that residual stressing? There are two methods. Other one is a panning and another is a heat treatment. Panning is nothing but an hammering. Okay, so you have seen during the welding, after completing the welding, you have seen the welder with a small panning or the chipping hammer. He used to what you can say, give the hammer blow on the weld deposited, so that whatever the carbon content is been deposited, one layer is been removed out. So because of that which the residual stresses are come out. Okay, or otherwise this is the one method. And second method is that due to the residual stresses, if the metal shape is been changed with the hammer, it has been given a proper shape into an proper size. For example, if you take, if this is an sheet or the welding is been done over here, and this is what the shape is been occurred due to the hammer blow. If you give the blow in this area, okay, it may looks in a flat way, and these are the welding deposited. Okay, so these are the residual stresses. This diagram is for the residual stresses and this diagram is penning by which the residual stresses are being removed out. Now next second method is for removing the residual stresses is the heat treatment. A heat treatment example is an annealing. Annealing is nothing but the thermal stresses is been given. Whatever the workpiece is been after weld is undergone for the some residual stresses effect, that is a distortion or anywhere any other effects, that is been heated. Okay, once heat is been given, then afterwards, after the heating, the property of that particular material is going to be changed, and due to which the stresses are been coming out of that components. Next is the concept of filler metal, and electrodes and flux. Okay, so filler metal, electrodes and flux. So see, you have seen the welding rod, welding rod you have seen. So how it is been looks. Okay, so see, in the welding rod, at the middle there is a metal rod is there, okay, or the metal wire is there, you can tell it. For that metal wire there is an coating is been given at the top, that is called as an coated electrode or an metal flux coating is been given. Now let us see which flux are being used and what is the electrodes and flux difference. The coated electrodes, you have seen the normal welding rods which are been used for welding purpose. You have seen everywhere on a normal welding that a metal wire is there which is filled with an electro coating. Just you have seen the, what you can say, that for the in a temple or anywhere you have seen the agarbattis which are being used. Okay, at the there is an wooden stick is there, or thin stick wooden stick is there. For that wooden stick, a scented or any of the chemical paste or the herbal paste is been given. Okay, that wooden stick is helped for the burning purpose. Okay, with the help of that wooden stick, whatever the scented paste is been given for that particular agarbattis you have seen, that starts to release the smoke or the scented smoke. Okay, which makes the surrounding with an perfumable air freshness. Okay, like this way in the electrodes also, the metal wire is there which is been coated with an flux. The metal wire is been used for the generation of an arc which works like an electrodes. Okay, and the surrounding paste is been given of an flux which is used for depositing the into an weld. Okay, for the fusion it is been used. Now next you can see over here. So see, in a coated electrodes, the metallic wire called a core is coated with an flux. Okay, the thin wire is called as an core. You can see in this diagram over here the coated electrodes. So see, this is what the core is there, metal wire is there, and over here you can see the flux is been coated to that one. Okay, and this is a cut section, you can see the wire is there. Okay, because of this core, the arc is generated because it is a good conductor of an electricity. The metal is a good conductor of an electricity, due to which the arc is generated. Because of that arc, this flux which is coated to this core starts to melt and starts to deposit within the above the metal. Okay, understood? Now next we will go with the functions of core. The functions of core: prevents the oxidization of the molten metal. So see, the main function of the core is that flux is that prevent the oxidization. Oxidization means what? You have seen during the welding the smoke is coming out. When the smoke is coming out, it is been surrounded that particular heat affected zone, or you can tell as a fusion zone, sorry, not heat affected zone, the fusion zone, where both the metals which are going to be joined are converted into a liquid, as well as this metal of an electrode which is going to be deposited. Okay, that also become into has been melting and mixing with that fusion metal. Now you can see in this diagram, I will try to show you. See, this is metal. Okay, when this both the metals, this edge and this edge of this metal starts to melt over there. Okay, this edge and this edge of the metal starts to melt, as well as this is the core which is been touched over here, it is also starts to melt. So 1, 2 and 3, this core. this all the three metals are been going to melt and mixed with each other. So that is called as an fusion, and this flux is been used to provide this particular area of the fusion by the oxidization. Oxidization means what? A smoke is generated over here and which cover and shelter, which make like a shelter, so that whatever the gases from the atmosphere will not enter in this fusion, okay, because over here the smoke shelter is been given. So the main function of the flux is that prevents the oxidization of the molten metal. Entering of an atmospheric gas into that fusion material is called as an oxidization. Okay, next, helps in a removal of an oxidization and other undesirable substances present on the surface of the workpiece. So you have seen in the foundry section where the furnace, the slag is coming out, that is the waste of the molten metal. So over here also the metal is going to be melt because of that molting metal. So slag or the waste of that slag has been coming at the top, which has been removed out, or which for removing of a slag this flux plays an important role. Okay. Chemically reacts with the oxidized to form and slag. Just now I have told that slag. Okay. Chemically reacts with the oxidization of the molten metals to remove the slag. Slag is nothing but the impurities of the molten metal which is coming out and floats at the surface. Okay. And this slags, after doing the welding by the chipping hammer, it is been removed from the top. Okay. The slag floats and cover the top portion of the molten metal, thereby preventing it from the rapid cooling. Okay. Then next is an stabilized the arc. Stabilize the arc. Stabilize the arc means what? So see, it is giving an shelter. So see over here the arc is been coming out by this one electrode, the spark. Okay. Because of this plug, the arc has been covered or sheltered within a small smoke or then gas shelter is been gas cover झालेला असं. Because of that, any of the high pressure air or an atmospheric gases doesn't enters, okay, and makes this arc to come what can vanished. Okay. Because of that the arc remain stable over there because of that shelter. Eliminate the weld metal porosity. So the porosity means what? Any atmospheric gas. Porosity is the casting defects in the casting. If any gas has been entered into that casting, so when that casting is been removed out, the gas when comes out, the hole is been produced over there. That is called as an porosity. Okay, like this way in also the welding, any of the atmospheric gas is going to enter in that weld molds, that is been avoided by this shelter. Okay. Then next by this flux. Now next we will see the plane and the barrel electrodes. Now you can see over here the plane or the barrel electrode is there. In these types of the filler metal, the metallic wire, core wire is been lifted in a plane or uncoated with an flux. Okay. So see, in this plane or electrical these types of electrodes are being used in an metal ignition gases or stainless steel ethylene gas welding method. So you have seen in the gas welding method, so it has this types of cores are being dipped into the flux. So see, this types of core or metal is been dipped into the flux, or it may be the liquid or the powder, and it has been introduced to that work material. So where the flux starts to melt over there, or otherwise the powder flux you have seen the gas welding, I hope over there these types of electrodes are been used. Now next is an tubular electrodes. So what do you mean by the tubular electrodes? A hollow material containing the flux constituency inside and are used in a fluxed core arc welding processes. The tubular electrodes consist of a wire made of a low carbon steel and shells surrounding a core of an flux and allowing the materials. The compounds contained in the wire performs the essential the same function as the coated electrode. Now you can see over here, this is this electrode which is in just like an hollow pipe like, okay, and over here the core is an hollow tube in which the flux is been inside and the outside is been what you can say, it has been coated to that this one, okay. Because of this it is called as an tubular electrode. Tubular electrodes means why it is called as an tubular electrodes, because the turbulence is been generated. Turbulence means what? The swinging air flux, what you can say, oxidization gases are been generated during the welding processes. So that is why it is called as an turbulence electrodes. Okay. Now let us see the electrodes and the classification of the electrodes. The welding electrodes are usually classified into two types. One is a consumable electrodes, another one is a non-consumable electrodes. So it is an important difference between the filler metal and the electrodes. The filler sorry, supplies the additional material to fill the gap between the workpiece. However, in arc welding process like a manual metal arc welding process, submerged arc welding process, okay, the filler metal are part of supplying the additional metal also act as an electrodes by forming and components on the electrical circuit. Now consumable electrodes are those which get consumed during the welding process. So see whichever the electrodes you are using during the welding process, that electrodes is been melting during the welding process, or it because of that melting, that electrodes which is deposited on the workpiece, such types of electrodes are been called as an consumable electrodes. Now let us see the non-consumable electrodes. So non-consumable electrodes are those which are made of an carbon, graphites and tungsten and do not consume during the welding. That rod does not melt during the welding. These rods are being used only for the generation of the arc during the welding, okay, for producing the heat during the welding. They serve only a strike, okay, and maintain the arc during the welding process. TIG, atomic hydrogen welding processes, etc. Only the gas is being supplied for the generation of the heat, and the flux is been given, additional flux is been added or additional material is been added for deposition, okay. So these are the some classification of the electrodes. Now let us see the welding defects. So these are the some of the following defects are there which are usually seen in the welding after the welding. First one is an crack. You know the crack means what? During the when you join the two parts, do the welding, after doing the welding the crack is been appeared by in the welding slot, okay. So that type of defect is called as an crack welding, okay. So the poor ductility, why this cause, why the crack defect is been occurred in the welding. So these are the some reason. Incorrect technique use of an ending the welding. So if you have not done in the proper manner welding, so a proper method is there for doing the welding and the technique is there for doing the welding purpose. If it is not done in that same manner or the in proper technique use, so the crack may occurs in the welding deposit, okay. The pure ductility of the base material, the material which you are going to be joined, which is having the less ductility property, because of that also the crack may occurs in the welding, okay. Now next one is a distortion. So what is the distortion? After doing the welding, the residual stresses are been coming out. Because of that residual stresses, the shape and the size of that workpiece which is going to be joined is been changed. For that reason it is changed. So that is called as a distortion, okay. Why the distortion defects occurs in the welding? Let us see. high residual stresses due to the shrinkage. Okay, just now I have told, because when the electric molten metals or the fusion zone where the molten metal combination is occur, their shrinkage is been occurs. Due to that shrinkage, the residual stresses are being induced or are being generated. Okay, when these stresses comes out in a large quantity, the distortion may occurs. For that reason, we should avoid the less heat should be done over there, as well as the less residual stresses should be generated over there by controlling the heat during the welding process. So, this is one of the major cause of the distortion. Now, next we will see incomplete penetration. So, incomplete penetration in the welding is the most severe defects in the welding processes. Penetration means what? Say for example, now you can see in this diagram. So, see in this diagram. So, this is a two workpieces are there in the welding deposit. The crack is been shown over here. This is a welding diagram is there. In this, the crack is over here is been shown. So, this is what the crack occurs. So, this is what called the crack defects. Okay, now you can see over here, this is a distortion defects. So, see the workpiece should be in flat, but the shape of that workpiece is been changed, because this portion is called where the weld is been deposited. This portion is called the fusion, where the metal is in the liquid form. Okay, metal is in the liquid form. Then once the metal gets solidified, the shrinkage occurs. Because of that shrinkage, what happens, this portion and this portion is been pulled out by this center area. Okay, because of that, the shape of that metal workpiece is been changed, is called as an distortion. This is an effect. Now, this you can see the penetration defect, incomplete penetration. So see, this is a welding material which is to be deposited, which is not filled up to the complete gap. So, it is called as an incomplete penetration. Because of that, the strength of the welding is been reduced. Okay, the strength of the welding is been reduced, and you cannot get the proper strength joint. Okay, this is one of the penetration. Okay, now let us see why the penetration improper joint design. So, if the design is not in a proper manner, so this may occur. Inclusion you can see over here. The inclusions are usually in a non-metallic parts such as a slag or any foreign materials that doesn't get changed to an float on the surface of the solidification and thus get trapped inside the same. Use of large electrodes in a narrow groove. Now, you can see inclusion means what? So, see during the welding, just now I have told that this metal edge, as well as the electrode, these three metals are going to melt with each other. During the melting, the metal converts into a liquid form. At that moment, any unwanted material is been filled in that one or trapped in that one. Okay, which increases or reduces the strength of that welding depositor. Okay, for that reason, okay, you have to use the large electrodes, and the design of this groove should be done properly. Now, you can see over here, this is a porosity defect of an welding. When these two metals are being joined, okay, this metal and this metal is being joined. Over here you can see the small holes are been, you can see during the welding, the small holes are there during the. So, which are that holes? The holes are nothing but the gas which is been entrapped or filled within that welding materials, which comes out after the solidification. So, you can see the small holes which are occurs on the weld deposit. Okay. So, this is what the porosity defect is there. Undercut, you can see over here, this is an undercut. Undercut means what? The extra metal, Arbaz, stop doing that one. The extra metal is been cut. Okay, if the electrode is put for a longer time in a single position or in single what you can see same point, so it the starts to metal overcut, starts to metal melt in a overcut. So see, this is what the metal is there. If you put an electrorods over here, at the same point it starts to melt the metal in a larger size, like this way it starts to melt the metal larger side. So this should not be happened, because of that the thickness strength of that joint starts to reduce over there. For that reason, in a single cut or a single position, the metal should be there. Now you can see the lack of fusion is a lack of fusion means what? You can see over here there is a gap between over here, only this part or this material which is not mixed with the electrorods or with the another part. Okay, for that reason only one side only the metal is been deposited and another part of this metal is been not deposited. So this types of metal is called as a lack of joint is called as a lack of fusion. This type of defect is called. Now next part of this module is an so half module we have completed over here. Now next part of this module is related to the gas welding. Okay, so which are the different types of gas that are being used for the welding, that you are going to study. Oxygen acetylene gas is there. Okay, then next one, oxygen acetylene gas with a neutral flame, oxidization flame. So different types of flames are being used for the welding purposes. Oxygen hydrogen welding process is there, oxygen acetylene welding process is there, and the gas cutting, how the gas cutting is to be done. Okay, and the power cutting is to be done, and the types of soldering, brazings, and different brazing methods are there. This everything you are going to study in this half portion of the fifth module, that is the brazing and soldering. Shortly we will cover this syllabus. Okay, and some of the non-destructive tests are there. Okay, that I am going to cover shortly. Okay, so for today you can see in this syllabus. Now we have completed the structure of the metal. You can see over here we have completed of the fifth module, structure of the weld, formation of the different zone during the welding, heat affected zone, parameters for the heat affected zone, effects of carbon contents in the effects of